on calmness. It isn't necessary to emphasize it. I must emphasize those things which we must do away with, as I have been doing. Then calmness will come of itself. And so, as you practice the different techniques of self-realization, yoga, which means union with God, you will, without doubt, be more and more united to Spirit. And when you are united to God, you cannot act in an inharmonious way. The nervous systems, all of them, physical, astral, and mental, will be nourished by that which we all need, is the presence of God within us. And so, finally, the greatest nerve tonic is what? The conscious contact with God. Never mind the physical nervous system, except obey the simple laws of which I have said. Eat the physical vital foods and those other things which nourish the physical nervous system. Practice your self-realization fellowship technique. Control the life force. But greatest of all, get that God contact. What good is all this stuff unless you know and make God your own? What good is it? It will not satisfy you. The soul will not be satisfied, even though through yoga it sees the light of Spirit. Even though through yoga it feels the love of God throughout its being. That everybody will not be satisfied until there is complete union with God, until the practice of yoga is followed by full surrender to God. Then His grace comes. You may see the light of the infinite. You may hear the cosmic sound. It gives you great solace. You may feel God is with you. But until you know He's with you, until you realize that you are one with Him, and that His consciousness is your consciousness, until you do that, you will not be satisfied. And that comes when you fully surrender to God, after doing your best to feed the different nervous systems. And so, God is calmness. God is bliss. God is everything. And if you can just make Him your own, if you can realize that life is not worth living unless you take God with you in every action, and I mean it, not just listen to my words, do it. Do it through meditation. God has sent you the way. God has sent you the channel of the Master. He has given you the way. He has made it simple for you through yoga to get union with the holy vibration, the Word of God. Having that, then you are fit to receive the grace of God. Receiving the grace of God, then you will fully surrender to Him. Having Him, being one with Him, then no inharmony of any nervous system can remain. For God is peace and bliss. And so no matter what your position is in life, do one thing. Work only to please God. This is a very important point. I don't care what you do. Work, whatever you do, to please God. Regularly meditate. Work to please God. And the Master said one time, he said, I used to work to try to please people. Now, he says, I work only to please God. How simple it is. How can God escape you if everything you do, from the lifting of a book to anything, you do to please Him? Calmness must be yours. And calmness is the greatest nerve tonic of anything. And finally, I'll close by one reference from our Bible, from Isaiah, 35th chapter, 10th verse. And this is what happens when, through just wanting God, loving God, listen, He gives us everything. Our dear ones, everything we have. The ability to stand up here and talk to you and for you to listen. Why is that so? Because of God. And so our first allegiance must be with Him. And if we realize that and contact Him, feel His presence, and then this is what happens. In Isaiah, the 35th chapter, the 10th verse. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion. Where is Zion? Zion is right within us. It is the temple of God within, in each and every one of us. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. And they shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. That's the promise of God. Nervousness is nothing. In the presence of God, it doesn't exist. If you want to be rid of nervousness, know God, realize Him. Having Him, you will have all things.
In order to profit from these practical teachings in a meaningful way, which will have a definite and tangible impact in your life, we suggest that you subscribe to the Self-Realization Fellowship's home study course on the science of yoga. Please visit the SRF on the web at yogananda-srf.org or call the SRF's Mother Center in Los Angeles, California at 323-225-2471.